What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Talking Halos. I'm your host today, Jared Timms. I'm joined alongside my co-host, my partner in crime, Nate Green. Nate, oh, dude, we've been doing this all week. A lot of fun. I wish the winter meetings.
I'm excited. This has been fun.
Yeah, I wish the winter meetings were all year long, just constantly kept going, and we just would have news like this 24/7.
I just wish somebody would freaking sign.
Oh, the Angels signed 3 guys today.
Yeah.
Which we'll
like I
break down.
said, I wish somebody big would sign.
Which we will break down. Disclaimer. I have to throw it out there. As we are recording this, it is 7:30. I think we've gone.
We literally have been at the same time
7:30
every single day.
7:30 EST. We are recording this. If we miss a signing, we will get to it tomorrow. We will break it down, or we'll talk about it on the show. It happened last night with Luis Garcia. I almost said Jose Marte. Jose Marte was the first name that came to mind, but Luis Garcia, who signed last night. I don't know. We can't really break it down too much there. We don't need to break it down. Angels go out and get more relievers today. Before we get that going, I have a question for you. Before we get that going, though, I got to throw it out. You know what I got to do.
Yep.
Thank you for following. Thank you for watching the podcast here on Talking Halos. You can go ahead and follow us on all our social medias. X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can follow myself on X at Jared_Timms, Nate at Nate Green 34. Let's get it rolling. I got a question for you. I know I just said it, but I got a question for you. Fabian Ardaya of The Athletic came out with an article today. Had some names reported with the Angels, some starting pitchers that the Angels have reached out to. Let's just say they've reached out to, have interest in, because I also have interest in all 4 of these pitchers, along with a lot of free agents. But I asked it on Twitter or X, whatever you consider that. Who would you rather trade for? Shane Bieber, Corbin Burns, Alek Manoah, or Tyler Glasnow? Again, all these names have been reported as the Angels are interested in them. So if you had to trade for one, who would it be? And I have a weird feeling we're going to be on the same page, because we're usually on the same page for a lot of these things, but I have a name that comes right to mind first off for me. So,
well, first of all, do I have trades autoed on an MLB The Show where I can just throw in anybody? Because that's what this feels like. Well, the Angels can't get any of these guys without giving up pieces on their major league roster that are going to make a big impact to this big league roster. So all jokes aside, I'm out on Alek Manoah. He didn't show a willingness to get into shape. He didn't show a willingness to take some advice of the Blue Jays. And he just didn't adapt well to the pitch clock, which I think is a big thing. Pitch clock's not going away. It might even get quicker this year. So I'm out on Alek Manoah. I'm also out on Shane Bieber. I think Shane Bieber, his velo dropped. He has not been the same pitcher as he was in his Cy Young years. He has not been that same guy. Obviously, the guy for me is Corbin Burns. Tyler Glasnow is a great pitcher. A lot of elbow injury history, a lot of arm injury history. Coming off TJ, this is year 2, so you're expecting a good year. Also going to be a free agent, just like Corbin Burns. But I think Corbin Burns is that frontline starter that you can give the ball to and say, don't give it back. Tyler Glasnow, he seems to be the guy who throws 6-7 really, really good innings. But he also is 120 pitches deep after 6, 115 pitches deep, and just doesn't really give you that outing where Corbin Burns, when he's on, you give him the baseball and he's 95 pitches deep through 8, and you're going, man, I'm going to run him back out there for the 9th and save this bullpen and allow the bullpen to be ready to go tomorrow with, fill in the blank pitches. So I don't think any of these guys are realistic. Honestly, Alek Manoah might be the most realistic guy on this because the Blue Jays seem to have fallen out of love with this guy, just from the comments that he's made, from the work ethic he showed, from the anger he showed for getting demoted and things like that. I just really don't think any of these guys are legitimate candidates to be Angels unless you're moving Zach Neto, Sandoval, or Detmer, Silseth. You're probably moving 2 of those guys to get any one of these guys.
I don't think the asking price on Beaver is as high as you think. I don't know
what did we learn about Cleveland 3 years ago?
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Cleveland did ask for Brennan Brandon Marsh for
because they know
Corey
how
Kluber.
desperate the Angels are for starting pitching. They will make the market way higher for the Angels and just see if they can play stupid games and see if they win stupid prizes.
Okay. I agree. I'm not quite in on Bieber anymore. Great pitcher when he's healthy, but definitely would worry me to give, any type of future away for him. And I use future because, that's what the Angels are looking for. Corbin Burnes and Tyler Glasnow, very similar pitchers for me they are free agents after this year standpoint. If the Angels are in it in July, maybe we revisit this. But as of right now, for the offseason that I think the Angels should have, I'm not in on either one of those guys. However, I will point this out to you. You said yesterday, or maybe the day before, I can't remember, you wanted guys and you were in on, well, that came out weird. You don't want guys. You wanted players and you wanted a pitcher that was very similar to Nathan Eovaldi. And I feel like when Tyler Glasnow is on, it is very Nathan Eovaldi, like where it's like, dude, this guy is lights out, right? Like, so
that's fair.
So I think next offseason we're talking a lot about Tyler Glasnow, is my feeling.
Yeah, that's fair. And when I was talking about that, I said you're looking for that guy in free agency. Yeah. It's a little different signing that guy in free agency than trading assets away for him. I don't not love Tyler Glasnow. No. It's just when you're looking for the ace that the Angels need, Corbin Burnes is the guy. Like if the Angels were to make the playoffs right now with the roster they have, which would probably be impossible with the roster they have right now, you're running out there Patrick Sandoval in game one. Yeah. You are an underdog in 13 of 12 of 14 teams you could face in the American League. You throw Corbin Burnes out there, you're an underdog in one or two of the teams that you could see in the playoffs. So I think that is just completely different, and that's why I think you need a Corbin Burnes, in my opinion.
I agree. However, again, let me bring this back a little bit.
That's fine.
Free agents after this season.
Of course.
If I'm going out and I'm looking to trade for somebody, I get what you're saying with the Jared Weaver approach, and things like that, and Alek Manoah. I only say that because we talked about the off the record, the whole Weaver thing. I would look more at a guy like Alek Manoah because he has years left. You're not paying him very much. There is a lot of upside. He was a Cy Young candidate. He hasn't had the injury issues. Yes, he had I don't want to call it a bad year. He had a historically bad year. Like I wanted to go above bad. Like he had a very bad year, which means you're selling low on a guy like this. For me, like the way that I want to see the Angels go, I would do that. And then this next offseason, you're looking at a guy like Glasnow, you're looking at a guy like Burnes to add on to a guy like Yamamoto. Like that would be a cool offseason.
Yeah, like, of course.
And then now Reed Detmers is your 4 going into 2025. Like that's a legitimate pitching staff there. And now you have Mike Trout's a little bit older. Rendon's coming off the books, I think in 2025 after that season. So you're getting a little bit of money back there. You have a core group of guys there that are good. So for me, like I'm looking at it as, Alek Manoah makes the most sense. I know that he had a historically bad year. But sometimes that change of scenery really helps out. And
can you get him to lose weight and like be okay with the pitch clock, right? Because that's what it comes down to with Alek Manoah. It has nothing to do with him as a pitcher. No. It has to do with him as a person and his drive to be successful. Because last year when he got demoted, it was a very entitled demotion of like, you're demoting me? I was a Cy Young candidate last year. Like, what do you mean you're demoting me? It's like,
yeah, buddy, you got a 9 ERA.
Bro, you got an 11 ERA right now. This is not bad. This is not good. And then he goes down and gets absolutely demolished in spring training, extended spring training, where he gave up 13 runs and didn't get out of a first inning, which I know isn't a big deal to you, but it is a big deal when you're talking about his compete factor, right? That doesn't wake him up and say, you know what? I need to make a change. He was the slowest pitcher in Major League Baseball in between pitches 2 years ago when there was no pitch clock. So to get him to really buy into the fact of like, hey, you've got to be in good shape to pitch with the pitch clock. Hey, you've got to be able to move a little bit quicker with the pitch clock. Hey, you've got to be okay with, you know what? I might not be the ace. I might be a number 2. I might be a number 3. That's okay. As long as you're getting outs, it doesn't really matter. So that's what the biggest issue is with me with Alek Manoah. I don't not like Alek Manoah. It's just I can't get inside his head right now and be like, you know what? He's definitely a different guy. We've talked to him. He really wants to compete. He wants to be good. He's lost 20 pounds. He's really working on being quick in between pitches, things like that. If you talk to him and you find all that stuff out, then yeah, trade him right now. Trade for him right now. But if you don't have any of those answers, I'd be really, really scared to trade for this guy.
I agree with that as well. The deal has to be right for sure. And you're buying low on a guy like this. You're not buying.
I mean, you're still paying. You're still trading for a starting pitcher that has 4 years of team control. Mm-hmm. So like, no matter who it is, it's still 4 years of team control for a young starting pitcher. Like, yes, it is buying low, but it's not buying low of like, oh hey, all we had to give up was this single Air who's 25 years old and hasn't really done anything. Would
you do a package around Patrick Sandoval for him?
No.
Like Patrick Sandoval plus like another piece?
No, because I think you're just trading off the same exact issue for the same exact issue. And you would probably
years of an issue though.
I don't want the issue in the first place.
For me, I get
you get what I'm saying though. Like that, it's
point.
literally the same. It's the same issue.
Well, that's why I had to ask if you would make that trade or not.
No, I don't want 4 more years of the issue. I barely want 1 more year of the issue.
All right.
Hopefully Barry Enright can get in his head and tell him, hey, stop pouting like a little girl.
Super intrigued.
Stop pouting like a little girl and throw freaking strikes and get back on the mound and throw another pitch.
Yeah,
I have to watch him pout one more time.
All right. Relax. We got more news to break down here. But before, let us know if you're watching us on YouTube. What your guys' thoughts on any of those pitchers? Let us know who you want to see the Angels possibly trade for. So Angels news from today, day 4 of the winter meetings. Dang, this is flying by. It's a lot of fun. Shohei Ohtani still has not signed. The Angels made 3 signings. Well, 3 official signings. Well, 2 official signings, and they made 1 other signing.
4 signings complete over this winter meetings. 3 today.
Cimber hasn't gone official yet, so
neither is Garcia.
Okay, yeah, neither is Garcia. So we'll talk about Rule 5 in a second because we do want to talk about that as well.
Yeah.
And a lot happened today. Angels sign major league deal. Adam Cimber. I love Adam Cimber. He's my spirit animal when it comes to pitching because that's very similar to what I pitched like. Did I have a 7 ERA last year? I did not. Would I love a major league deal? I would. But side armor's not going to throw hard. The reason why I say the hard factor is because Angels have been linked to another guy that throws really hard. We'll probably try to talk about him in a couple minutes here. But Adam Cimber gets 1 for 1.65, I think is what it is. So just above the 1.165, is it, or 1.65?
It's 1.65.
1.65. So he gets $1 million above the league minimum. So a little bit more than Adam Cimber, but still,
I think it's $750K.
You get what I'm saying? Just about $1 million. I said about $1 million. So don't argue with me on that. So no, but he gets a little more. He gets about $1 million above the minimum, which makes him easy, and I air quote easier to cut than other guys, right? Like if he has a bad year, it's not horrible. You're not giving up a lot of money. Same thing goes with a guy like Adam Cimber. Nate, I know you don't like these deals, but for $1 million, I'd rather see this on a minor league deal, by the way. Same thing with Cimber.
I'm shocked he got a major league deal. Like, let's just be honest. Let's start with it right now. I am shocked he got a major league deal. Honestly, like when you start to look at free agents and you look at what they've done, who they are, like he feels like a Steve Cishek signing from a couple years ago where he signs a couple weeks before spring training on a minor league deal. He competes in spring training. If he throws well, he makes the roster. If he doesn't throw well, he has the opportunity for a release or he has the opportunity to go down to AAA. The fact that he signs for 1.65, I mean, it is what it is. I would be shocked if he got another major league offer from anyone. I would bet he had a lot of
minor league
I would bet he had a lot of teams interested in him just because of who he is. He's a veteran. He's pitched in some big games. He's pitched in the postseason. He gets ground ball outs. Like, he does things that, good teams need a guy like this where it's like, hey, he's a veteran. He can come in with first and second, nobody out, get you a ground ball, maybe get you out of this. The one thing that I will bring up that's kind of interesting, you look at the last two signings for major league deals with the Angels, both been big ground ball guys. And what's the biggest thing we talk about with Wash? Wash is going to be very good with the infield.
Defense.
The infield's going to be way better defensively. Hopefully we get a second baseman that plays way better defensively. But that's kind of what you're looking for with this team is like, hey, if we're going to get the ball on the ground, we want our guys to be able to make the play. We're going to be pretty young and athletic up the middle, hopefully. Our first baseman should be young and athletic, and our catcher's obviously young and athletic as well. So the only guy that could be a little bit older, but still one of the best third basemen in the game when healthy, and I air quote healthy for you guys because he's never healthy, but if he's healthy, he's typically one of the better defending third basemen. And last year, I know that was not the case. So I think with Ron Washington, he brings his infield drills in. He brings the attitude in that you need, and this defense is going to be tremendously better on the infield side. Can't speak for the outfield, but they're going to be better. And so that's the one thing that I bring up is like, it is another ground ball guy. You're looking for ground ball outs with this defense. But I am shocked he got a major league deal.
By the way, willing to report breaking news.
Juan Soto is official. Mm-hmm. It is official. He is a New York Yankee, which is probably good for the Angels if they miss out on Shohei Ohtani, because Cody Bellinger will not be a New York Yankee based on that. So
it was something I had on my plate to talk about, by the way, too. Let's get through. I know the bigger names are more fun to talk about. But Angels did make a couple other minor league signings. Conor McGregor's brother, Travis McGregor. Yeah, you see what I did there.
I thought you were gonna post I thought you were gonna post the Conor McGregor when you found out about that signing, but a little disappointed in you.
Bad impression. No, I won't do it because I'm really bad at that. I try to do the McGregor impression all the time. It's really bad.
But like you could have posted the GIF.
Or no, I know. I should have. It was I didn't think about it. So, and then the name that I'm more interested in, Willie Calhoun, former top prospect, actually had a 98 WRC plus last year with the Yankees in 40 games. Good depth. This is what we talk about. Good depth. Somebody that you, if the middle,
somebody that actually has major league experience and has taken a major league at bat, and not a guy who, hey, I haven't taken a bat above AA before. Mm-hmm. Let's call you up and hopefully you get a hit against this guy who's throwing 97 with a disgusting slider.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Willie Calhoun
does play a little bit second base, can play the outfield DH. Like, not ideal at second base, not ideal in the outfield either, but wouldn't be the worst bench option.
What you want out of a minor
wouldn't be the worst bench option if, like, let's say somebody got hurt and he was up for 3 weeks. Wouldn't be the worst bench option for a couple of weeks.
Would you rather have Willie
Not a guy you're starting for those 3 weeks, but
you said for 3 weeks. I was gonna say, would you rather have Willie Calhoun, or I thought you meant like opening day. I was like,
no. Like, just let's say Taylor Ward isn't 100% ready, and it's like, hey, Willie Calhoun, you're gonna be in this for 3 weeks, and if you play well, then we'll see what happens. If not, then we'll go from there. We can cut you or whatever. So kind of reminds me of the Jake Lamb signing from last year, except for. No, they both had about the same success going forward. The only difference is Lamb plays a little bit more position. He has a little bit more positional value with the places he's able to play. But yeah, I really like this signing. I think this is a guy the Angels have been missing, is someone like this. But now they need to go do this with the infield, and they got to go do this with the pitching. Whether that's probably 2 starting pitchers and 1 or 2 relief pitchers that are exactly like this signing.
Yeah, no, I like it. These are the type of signings that we like to see. If you got Cimber and Kolarek on minor league deals like this,
Oh
I'd
my
be even
gosh,
more excited.
we'd be having a different tune.
But I'm not upset when you get this type of depth. It's the depth that's needed. The Yankees used him perfectly last year, in those
He was
40
up for a
games, obviously.
couple weeks, you know.
Yeah, yeah, nothing too crazy there. With that being said, we can get on to the bigger news. We can talk about Juan Soto finally gets traded. I know it's been like, he's going to get traded. He's going to get traded. It's going to be weird seeing him in pinstripes. He's going to hit 65 home runs next year, at Yankee Stadium alone. So
Weird seeing him in pinstripes. I thought he was like for sure in pinstripes next year as a free agent anyway. So
I don't know, but regardless, it'll be it's just going to be weird seeing him in a different uniform. With that being said, you bring up good points. They're going to be paying him. They're going to be paying him a lot. I know the Yankees are the Yankees, and they're willing to go out and pay. But it seems like then a guy like Shohei Ohtani is out of their sweepstakes. Not that they've been in on him at all.
I think they've been out of the Shohei
Yeah,
Ohtani sweepstakes,
just
honestly.
saying, and
But
same thing goes with a big deal in Yamamoto too. Like I feel like they wouldn't really be able to push that.
it's gonna be hard for them to push for that with Aaron Judge on the books.
Yeah.
You have Giancarlo Stanton on the books. You have Juan Soto on the books, and Juan Soto, like I'm sure the Yankees aren't going into this thinking he's gonna be there for 1 year. You know that he's Scott Boras, and Scott Boras is gonna let him get to free agency, but he'll probably sign with the Yankees right away because the Yankees will probably give him more money than anybody else. But yeah, I think this takes him out of the Yamamoto and the Cody Bellinger and Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes.
Yep. If they were in on any of those, I mean, they've been on a bunch of those guys. So
they were probably in on 2 of those.
You now expect one of those 3 guys to go to the Giants, right? I think like the Giants have to make one of those splashes. You expect one of those 3 guys to probably go to the Cubs at that point too, because you expect them to make a splash. That means one big name is remaining, and you never know where one of those guys goes. Could they both go to the same team? I don't think so. But there are a lot of teams: Dodgers, the Mariners, the Angels, the Rangers. I mean, there are a lot of teams in on all of those guys right now. And yes, those are I think we start seeing a lot more pieces fall now that this Juan Soto trade has happened.
You're just waiting for one more piece to fall, and then everything will really start to break open.
Once you get we're assuming that Shohei signs by the end of the week.
I don't believe anything that is not reported. All speculation is false until actually it's proved that it's true.
That's fine. That's fine. So, yeah, I am with it. I think this is like the first domino that falls. With that being said,
I got one more thing for you. If you were done, I have one more thing for you, just to kind of go along with what we're talking about. Big news for the Angels. I think I am speculating here, but we don't get paid to report. We get to speculate. 2 mystery teams involved in Yamamoto. I think that's big for the Angels. The Angels love to be that mystery team. Is it possible the Angels are one of those teams that are throwing their hat in the Yamamoto sweepstakes?
Yes, please. It's not. They're not.
But like when you see mystery team, you get a little excited as an Angel fan, knowing that like every time there's a mystery team, the Angels seem to be in the mystery. They don't always win the sweepstakes, but they're always in it, and that's all you're asking for with Yamamoto. You're just asking to be in it because that means we're thinking about doing the right things.
There's a mystery team in on Shohei Ohtani too. Is that the Oakland A's? Like,
no.
Okay. So last bit of news before we let everybody go here. Angels reportedly linked to a fireballer, the closer. It makes the bullpen.
Not a closer.
He's a closer.
Not a closer.
Fine. Back of the bullpen guy.
Yes.
Jordan Hicks.
Yes.
Be a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie there.
I'm out.
That'd be. I know you're out. I know he's gonna cost. He's gonna cost $15 million.
I'm out.
I'm just saying it'd be a lot of fun. Like if you're looking to put butts in seats, that's a fun bullpen to have. You got 6 or 7 guys that throw 96 plus.
Last time I checked, nobody shows up to watch a bullpen pitch. They show up to watch. No, they show up to watch guys hit 600-foot bombs. They show up to see starting pitchers absolutely deal, and they show up to see teams win baseball games. Now, if their team wins a baseball game with a dirty guy in the back end, that's fantastic. But I will say one of the most exciting pitchers most exciting relief pitchers in baseball is Duran from the Twins. And you could go to a Twins Blue Jays playoff game for $7 last year. So obviously, relief pitchers don't put butts in seats.
No.
That was a little bit of a dig at the Twins.
Yes, but no. I turned on Angels games and I turned on Rocket City Trash Panda games last year just to see Ben Joyce pitch. I know.
Okay, that's a different type of pitcher, first of all. Second of all, it is different. It's 22 years old and you don't know what he's going to do. Jordan Hicks, you know what he's going to do. Like, you've seen him, you've been there, you've done that. And the other thing, the Angels won 73 games last year. Nobody cares. Nobody was putting butts in seats to watch Ben Joyce.
Don't say that nobody cares.
Were they excited to see Ben Joyce pitch? Absolutely. But I wasn't going to the baseball game hoping that Ben Joyce was pitching out of the bullpen unless it was his major league debut, right?
No, I was excited. I would go to an Angels game to see Ben Joyce pitch. Out.
You also never know that he's actually pitching.
I want you to rephrase it because you and I care. The casual fan does not care.
That's fine.
Is that fair?
I mean, absolutely. I would love to watch Ben Joyce pitch. Jordan Hicks, I think Jordan Hicks is I don't understand the excitement, honestly. Like, he hasn't been the shutdown closer. Yeah. He hasn't been the shutdown back inning guy. Yeah, he throws really, really hard. He walks a lot of guys, and he still gives up hits for how hard he throws.
I went to an Angels Royals game last year. I think I went. I don't remember if I went or not, but I went to the game, and Ben Joyce came in, threw every fastball above 100 miles an hour, and then the next guy that came in was Aroldis Chapman. I was really hoping that he was going to throw every pitch above 100 miles an hour because I don't think that's ever happened where in one complete inning every fastball was over 100 miles an hour, and that would be a lot. That would be a lot of fun for the Angels to see happen. I'm just saying, the Angels rumored to be interested in Jordan Hicks. That's a fun bullpen arm to have.
Hit an inning, and he almost walks a guy every other inning.
It's a lot of money. You're going to give him You're probably going to give him $15 million because he throws 105 miles an hour. Also, you don't know how long 105 your arm might fall off. Like, in all honesty, like
1.5 whip, 1.32 whip, 1.36.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think he's going to cost too much. If he costs $7 million, I'd be like, cool, that sounds like a good plan to me. But he's going to cost more than $7 million. Like, for me, I'm not in on it either. I'm not in on it either. Now, if the Angels have a decent offseason and Hicks is still there, then sure, But I'm not in on it. I agree. I think that you can go find better bullpen pieces for less money than what Jordan Hicks is. So it'd be fun, yes, but I'm not in on him, especially he's probably going to get close to $15 million. So
there's got to be some. I mean, why not just sign the APU Josh Stallman? That's exactly Jordan Hicks. I get him on my
Stallman a free agent. I worked with Stallman. I like him. He's a good dude. First off, second off, yeah, Stallman's.
You get my point though. Like, yes, he throws 100 just like everyone else.
No, I agree.
And you get him on a minor league deal. He's an APU grad. Why not? Right? Like,
I'm with it.
Why am I signing Jordan Hicks when I can get basically the same person for less money?
It's fine.
I'm no fun.
Jordan Hicks might start though. So with all that being said, thank you. So he's not going to start. No. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this podcast here at Talking Halos. You can follow us on all our social medias, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can follow myself on X at _Tim's, Nate at NateGreen34. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Have a great rest of your day.